The Rap Roundtable.
Yes, sir. The Rap Roundtable is back. We apologize for the hiatus, but we had a lot going on in our personal lives that got in front of the podcast. We tried to give you as much content as we could. We hit y'all with some Zooms. I think we did some album reviews and everything.
Sir.
So you can't say we abandoned you, but we didn't give y'all the pod that y'all need for y'all commutes and whatever aspect of life that y'all use this podcast for. It's your boy Jarv here alongside Sincere the Rap Snob.
What up, what up?
Alongside Diddy the Balance.
May the force be with you.
Mace can't be with us because, again, it's a lot of life happening in September. But he'll be here in some form or fashion a little bit later. Spoiler alert. But you already know the vibes.
Tonight's entertainment.
You can find the Rap Roundtable on Instagram. You can find the Rap Roundtable on Facebook, right? Twitter, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify. With this podcast, you can find the Rap Roundtable. So please, 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 please tap in, comment, share, and get familiar with us. The menu is elite tonight. I feel like this is one of those episodes where we got to lay out the floor plan. We can't just start talking.
Heavy.
We're going to talk about Diddy and JD.
Got to.
This versus Karen Silver allegedly being a thief. Most importantly, it's that time of the year, ladies and gentlemen. The Rap Roundtable top 10 rappers right now.
Top 10.
Of course. We're going to talk about the younger rappers, give them they shine because they feel like they get left out.
Got to.
Talking to little J. Cole, little Nicki Minaj, little Drake, Benny the Butcher, Side B,
the whole platter.
Westside Gunn. We even got a little Rolling Stones action. We got a lot to talk about.
You ready?
So
the culture is
before
rich.
you pause it and go do your thing, skip around because we have a lot. So get comfortable.
Happy.
Hopefully you got a long drive or the Long Island Railroad or there's a lot of traffic because this episode is loaded. Jermaine Dupri versus Puff Daddy has been agreed upon for the next event versus. No shade to Ja Rule and Fat Joe. That wasn't an event. Locks versus Dipset was an event.
Is it official? They made it official?
Puff, he accepted the challenge.
Wow.
I forgot which site it was. One of the reputable hip-hop sites reported. It wasn't like one of them randoms.net. It was one of those elite hip-hop sites.
I thought you only wanted Dre.
Nah, he agreed to it. After that video you shared when he was on IG Live arguing, he agreed to the challenge. So, the next event versus Jermaine Dupri versus Puff Daddy.
Let's go.
Let me get my drink.
Little bit of the Migos.
A lot can change between now and then, but as of this recording, he has agreed. Usually I pass the ball to start the episode. But this topic has got me so upset.
Let's hear it.
That I need to say something right now, Sin.
All right.
I'm getting.
Because you know I got words.
I know you got words.
I got words.
That's why I'm gonna keep it short.
All right.
As soon as this topic came up, our peers have this habit of bumping up the underdog or bumping up history in a way that we don't remember it, right? Like, now all of a sudden, it's disrespectful to Jermaine Dupri for people to feel like Puff would wash him in the verses, right? And I feel like, are we gonna just pretend? Like I said it on Facebook, I said, I made this mistake with Dipset and the Locks. To a certain degree, Fat Joe and Ja Rule, where I was so concerned about longevity and songs in this environment that I completely negated the feeling.
The vibe.
I'm not fucking up again. You won't get me a third time. I'm not striking out, right? But beyond that, we all lived through the JD and Puff Daddy thing. And my whole thing is for all of you who are saying that it's disrespectful to Jermaine Dupri that we feel like Puff would wash him, all of us lived in the 90s.
We were all there, bro.
We all know that Jermaine Dupri basically tried to be Puff Daddy light. He started dancing in the videos. He started talking on the songs. He started doing everything that Puff was doing. And now all of a sudden it's disrespectful. That didn't happen. He didn't do everything Puff did light.
Bargain bin Puff?
Huh?
Bargain bin Puff?
Bargain bin Puff. Store brand Puff. CVS brand Puff. He did that shit. Y'all know I'm right because y'all love trying to kill me in comments, but we all lived it. You know what I'm saying? So how can it be disrespectful? We wasn't even checking for JD like that in his prime. So how is it disrespectful now? Please explain that to me. I have a big issue with y'all constantly because y'all don't like Diddy, Puff, Sean Combs, whatever the fuck you want to call him. Y'all don't like him, so y'all start making bullshit up. Y'all wasn't fucking with JD. Y'all wasn't with JD shooting in the gym. So cut the bullshit. Sincere, go ahead, bro.
Nah, tell us how you really feel.
Nah, I'm sick of these niggas. They always do this shit.
Coming in super hot, man. I don't even know what to say after that because you nailed it.
We were all there.
You nailed it. I mean, look, Puff's gonna wash JD.
Thank you.
He's gonna wash it. But here's the thing, and I'm gonna be talking to a lot of the nerds out there, especially on Twitter, right? We gotta address this because, like Jarv said, a lot of people are mad that not only that we're saying Puff is gonna beat JD and wash him and being disrespectful to JD, but they want to bring up like every single album credit. Right. They want to go down the list of every single album credit, and they want to say that JD was a real producer and songwriter, and Puff wasn't. And so that it's unfair to. Matter of fact, I got a tweet right here.
Pull it up, bro.
Yo, this dude I follow on Twitter, and I respect him. Yeah, like he's got a dope account. He always tweets quality stuff. But every now and then, like he goes like super like idealist purist. And this is coming from the rap snob. Like, so there's a tweet that he put out. Jermaine Dupri should not diminish his resume and catalog by doing a verses against Puffy. JD has written and produced hella hits.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Puffy has been around while others made hits and credited himself as executive producer. Like, making it sound like Puffy was just like drunkenly stumbling into studio sessions and like he didn't know, like he wasn't masterminding the whole shit. Stop it. If you don't like Puff, then you don't like Puff. Just say that, right? It's fine to say you don't like Puff. Cool. But don't discredit the man, because that man was behind Big, behind Mace, behind that whole Bad Boy era sound. Like there was other artists that were being taken to Puff or going to Puff.
Oh my God.
To upgrade their sound.
Can you talk about it?
Like, come on, we can't discredit Puff like that. If you don't like him, then you don't like him. But don't make it sound like we can't give credit where credit is due, and just because it's Puff. And anything that has Puff's name on it, if he plays it at that Versus,
can I see
it's
that?
A wash for, it's a wash. It's a wash for JD, bro.
And to the 240 people who like that fucking tweet, you can go fuck yourself too, because that's bullshit. Go ahead, Dini.
Okay, so if we look at it from a base level, right? To say JD versus Puff would essentially be So Def versus Bad Boy, right or wrong? When you look at when you take away all the individual hits that they've done for other people and all that. But the umbrella would be Little Bow Wow, Da Brat, Usher, Criss Cross.
Usher was never So Def. So you could move that.
He just made a lot of music.
There you go.
My Way album specifically. And who am I? I'm missing one other person that was on the top of my Jagged Edge.
Right, fair.
You know, and then we look at Puff.
Jagged Edge already got watched for this.
By 112, Bad Boy. Go ahead.
112. I'm gonna throw Mary in there. I'm gonna go with Carl Thomas. I'm gonna go with the Locks. I'm gonna go with the Notorious B.I.G. Mace, the Locks, Black Rob, G-Dep, Loon, Carl Thomas. What's my singing son's name? Mario something.
Mario Winans.
The lineup alone, bro.
And what about
Faith
the artists?
Evans.
What about the artists to Sin's point who weren't signed to Bad Boy, who went
affiliates
over to Bad Boy to get that gloss, right? Little Kim, you can add to that list too.
I miss Kim.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of artists in the 90s because Puff Daddy had such a control of the culture.
Locked in.
Go over there. Take some of that Track Masters energy, that Hitman energy, and go get a record. Go get a hit. If you just heard Puff talking in the background of a song, at a certain point, we listened because, oh shit, Puff is affiliated. We gave it the respect at least to give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? So for these people now to say this shit to me, it's like, did we just get born? yesterday. The past doesn't matter.
What people take out of all this is that we hate JD. I love JD. We love JD. He's made some phenomenal music.
I've been saying for the longest, JD deserves more
phenomenal music.
But it doesn't automatically mean that like he's gonna
Diddy
be
though, bro. Like this dude has had shows.
What happened to history? Like when they were both active, JD couldn't get next to Puff. So how in 2021 does he belong there now? All right, Jermaine Dupri does have hits. You know,
a lot.
I think he got some things with Janet Jackson in there.
Of course.
He got some Mariah Carey work. He's done
his
elite
R&B
work.
bag is elite.
There you go.
Crazy.
There you go.
And if it was just an R&B versus Puff versus JD R&B, Bad Boy versus So Def R&B, it might be even.
What you gonna do when he goes to the hood joints though?
But bro, like the hard rap,
untouchable.
You gonna the Brat?
The fuck you gonna play Brat? You gonna play Bow Wow against the Lox?
Bow Wow? Come on, son. Come on.
Didn't he say Victory was a mediocre record?
He did.
What are we talking? Whoa, where's the drop?
We wanted
the fuck are you talking about?
JD, we respect
on that one, bro.
The fuck are you talking about?
Also, we can't. Just to go back to this point, there's a lot of back and forth about like what it means to be a producer, right? And traditionally speaking, look, there's one thing when we're talking about hip hop definitions, and I get
this is coming from a producer. Y'all,
I'm a rap snob. I'm a purist, right? And I actually had this conversation about like a year and a half, 2 years ago with my homie Al.
Shout out to Al.
Shout out to Al. Because at one point I was one of these purists. I was saying, yo, Puff ain't never touched an MPC. He never worked with ASR 10. He don't be turning no knobs and hitting no keys and nothing like that. And so I was like, yo, can we call him a producer? But then my boy Al was like, yo, how you gonna say that when he was in the studio with all his artists? He was always directing them. He was saying, nah, do this.
He was there.
Don't do that. Cut this out. Put this in. That's a music producer. That's a record producer. Traditionally speaking, a producer is somebody that, and I got the definition right here.
Oh, he's really in his bag tonight.
I got the definition right here. The traditional music industry's definition of a music producer or record producer was of an individual hired by a record company to plan, direct, and execute the production of a recorded music track or album.
That sounds like
Puff.
Diddy.
That's all Puff. Just because he don't hit an MPC pad or hit an ASR key or whatever, that's the new definition. And I understand it. Hip hop has redefined what a producer is because we got these samplers and we can make our own beats and whatever. That's also a producer. But both of those can coexist.
So let me ask you this, Sam.
Not
producing music and producing records, like, you know what I'm saying?
That was gonna be my next point.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
When you looked at the credits of all of these Bad Boy productions, when you look near producer, was Sean Combs' name not there? Or
Always.
at the very executive produced by
It's
Sean,
there.
Diddy, Sean Puffy, whatever the fuck his name was at the time?
But the thing is, the purist nerds are gonna say, oh, he just stuck his name on there and took credit from other people that deserved it more.
So why don't they kill Khaled? Because if Diddy was the blueprint for Khaled, no?
Khaled kind of gets killed out there.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. You know? To say that I don't get called out here, he just did it. But the fact remains is this. There's a lot of guys who are beat makers. They sell the beat and they have nothing else to do with it.
Right.
And then there's guys who are in the lab. I can speak for myself. I've worked with artists. I tried to take the Puff role where I was in the booth, do it this way, rap it this way, sing it this way. Why don't you use this beat? A lot of times, a lot of artists, and I can speak for self, they know they have the talent, but to put music together, they might not be so strong at it. So they need a person to help them with the process of making songs and executing it. Puff Daddy's responsible for a lot of executed hits.
That Russell Westbrook executed.
You know what I'm saying? And then you think about the R&B bag. Puff a few years ago just dropped that Last Train to Paris with Dirty Money. People regard that as a contemporary classic.
Hello.
Joints on that. So when why if you don't like Puff, and we saw this on Twitter as well, Sin, where people were killing him about robbing the artists and all this and that. When was the last time an artist who signed a Bad Boy cried about money? I don't hear French saying a word. French is good over there. Early 90s Puff, guys signed bad contracts. But since then, the bad business practices, they don't exist anymore.
MGK was there for a while, never heard one
Let's talk
complaint.
about it. You know what I mean? So, again, to Sin's point, if you don't like Puff, just say that. even if you said your arms are too short, and we know in 2021 you can't have confidence anymore. You can't show shit because everyone's sensitive now. You can't pop your shit anymore. What do you mean?
So disrespectful.
So disrespectful. Fuck off. He said what he said. If it's JD's arms are too short, they were too short in 1999,
literally and figuratively.
1998, 97, 96, 95, 94. Where the fuck was JD when Puff was controlling the entire East Coast of rap?
But then somebody humble like J. Cole comes around. Oh, why are you so humble? You should talk your shit more. Y'all gotta pick a side, yo.
Y'all full of shit. Like Jimmy said, like I've been saying.
Y'all just be mad about anything.
Y'all got any more thoughts on this versus before we move on? I know you wanted to talk about the Ja Rule of Fat Joe. Any takeaways from that versus?
Shout out to Ja Rule. I see him get. First of all, I hear people playing his records out of cars again.
Yeah.
I see him getting love. He just did a Drink Champs. He's been around. He did a little
making the rounds.
And I'm happy because I actually was digging Ja Rule back in the Vinny Vetti Vici days. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy to see him back on his feet. And he washed Joe. Shout out to Joe.
He really did. I tried,
but he washed him.
I tried to pull from my man Joe.
You backed out quick though.
Yo, no.
Even with the old school hits.
I was holding on for a little bit with every ounce of my bias, but facts is facts.
And that Joe Flow caught you as soon as it cut on.
You know what it is? You know what it is? What I realized about Verzuz? Verzuz is the club. Verzuz is the whatever's gonna ring off in the club. It's not about the hits. It's not about where it charted, how many weeks it charted, because that's white people shit.
True.
You know what I mean? That's the whites. But when it comes to
no offense,
feeling, you know what I mean? You know, you contribute to the culture with the dollars. You know what I mean? But when it comes to the feeling.
Ja Rule gave people a feeling back in the day. Say what you want to say about it.
When it comes to the feeling in the club and some joint gets thrown on and you're like, yo, that's what Verzuz is.
Ja had a lot of those.
Yeah, man. And if you notice that, that's what generally wins in the Verzuz.
Yo, and shout out to the ladies, man. Shout out to Remy. Shout out to Vita. Shout out to
Remy
Ashanti.
Was looking right.
Damn it, man.
I don't even look at Remy like that usually. But
shout out to the ladies who came through and showed up.
Crazy, bro.
Remy, to me, Remy really saved Joe on a couple of them records. There would have been a body for some of those records if when she did the Twins joint. Shout out to Remy, man. Bronx,
and we know Ashanti was looking right. That goes without saying.
Absolutely.
But Remy's
even Nelly had to go and
I saw
and check
a meme that said he used Jadakiss's DJ or the Lox DJ from the Verzuz.
Yeah.
Backed out the freestyle, took the whole format, but it wasn't enough. It was good.
Let's make something happen.
It wasn't enough. He tried the whole Lox formula and it was not good. I guess my biggest takeaway from this and why another reason why I think JD's dead, to bring this whole topic full circle, is in this Verzuz setup, not when you sitting in your living room playing your hits. And we don't really have much to talk about. This song did do better than that song, whatever. But in this environment with the audience, what I didn't account for, and a lot of people, come on, son, let me cook. what a lot of people probably not are accounting for are peaks. The people who are winning these verses, they hit higher heights than their opponents. They might not have lasted as long. Like Fat Joe was still active. Ja Rule's not active.
But he was the highest you could be back then.
But if one person was MVP, averaging 30, but he only played about 7 years, that's still hitting harder than a dude who played 15 years averaging 18 and 20. And we saw that with the Lox and Dipset. The Lox, to me, as much as Dipset was lit, the Lox, they peak with their audience was much higher than Dipset's peak. Ja Rule's peak was pop star. He transcended rap at a certain point. Even if we couldn't stand the music he was making, he was bigger than Fat Joe was 2 times over.
And we still seen the impact. Even though I didn't dig some of those records, I still see the impact those records had on other people.
My sentiments, that peak.
Whoa.
In this Verzuz environment, with an audience and a venue,
like a concert,
the bigger star is going to win. Ja Rule was a bigger star than Fat Joe ever was. Puff Daddy is Puff Daddy.
The star.
The star. You inviting Puff to a stage with performances?
The dancer.
And you think you're gonna win?
Well, JD used to dance too.
The Lox went to Puff for advice before Dipset.
And every connection that Puff has for guest appearances on stage, come on, man.
Bro, they're all gonna pull up.
You know what song I got stuck in my head right now? I need a girl to
Come on.
I need a girl. And that was past the 90s.
Both versions.
Past the bad boy.
This is what I
Bad
need.
boy.
It's dead. Luna's out of jail. Luna's gonna be there.
Yeah.
Mace is gonna be there. When they do Bid Around the World, what are you gonna do, JD? All right, I'm getting upset. But this is what I'm saying. Y'all revisionists, and since you talk about it all the time, y'all revisionists in hip hop. Y'all are the worst kind of hip hop fan. Karen Civil. Words are she took some money from Joyner Lucas, took some money from Jesse Wu, Cameron, Duke the God, etc., etc. Supposedly, she is a full-on crook, depending on who you ask. Deanie, you get the bat lead off this segment. I'm not asking you to report the news. Mm-hmm. I'm asking you, what is your point of view on this situation with Karen Civil?
First off, I really didn't know what Karen Civil was or what she did.
She's a power broker behind the scenes.
Like a spin doctor, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like Olivia Pope, per se. You know what I'm saying? Like she's like a publicist.
Super
she's
manager.
A digital marketer. She's a author. She's got a lot going on. So I would see how a lot of people would say, you know what, this girl is hungry and she is on her grind. She is someone that I would take my little chunk of nuggets and give it to her because I know she's gonna do something with it because she's so active. So to put that money in someone's hands who's so active and get nothing out of it, it just don't seem right. And Mace said something. Shout out to Mace. Mace said something earlier where there's a thing in hip hop where we almost celebrate the swindle. You get what I'm saying? Like if I swindle you out of something, everyone celebrates the fact I swindled you until they get swindled. Now they want the free ball to be sympathetic to them getting swindled. You know what I'm saying? Like swindling people ain't good, man. There's always a comeback for swindling people. And it seems like she swindled a lot of people. And she's got it's not just money supposedly. She's shutting down websites supposedly. Yep. Jason Lee is going crazy.
She's a finesser, allegedly.
That's the word.
Sin, talk to me, bro.
Industry rules number 4080.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
Respectfully. All right. So I'll be the heel here. At first, I was like, yo, she did what? But then I was reading Joyner Lucas's tweets. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, you gave her 60 racks and she didn't give it back. Let's say this actually happened, right? Why the fuck would you give anyone 60 racks? If you, as a rapper, if you have 60 bands to give away, why not invest it in yourself? Why not get some Joyner Lucas merch? Why not take the Griselda route of investing in yourself and building your career out? And then you cried about it. Do you know this woman? Do you know Karen Civil? Is she a man? Were you in a sandbox with her? Do you know this person? Did you have a lawyer? Did you have an in-between person to secure your finances? Again, you had 60 bands.
The average person don't have 60 bands to just
My
throw
point,
away.
exactly.
It's a little naive. A bit.
60 racks? And you wondered why she ran off with the shit, allegedly?
Was it Sky Zoo who basically gave her the green light for joining? I think it was Sky Zoo who basically said, go to Karen Civil, and take this money to her, and she will basically, broker some things. She'll set you up with some things, because that's what she is. She's a crafter, if you get what I'm saying. She knows how to make things happen, a strategist.
But a guy like Freddie Gibbs said, I know her, and she's been good to me, because I'm a real nigga.
Yeah.
So is it that Joyner, I'm not saying this, Mr. Lucas, but are they saying that Joyner Lucas is a herb?
But it's not. It's not just.
She saw a mark and took his money.
Is Cam a mark?
Oh,
is Meek a mark?
You see, I threw that alley up the backboard for you, bro. We gotta have this conversation. We tiptoeing around this shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's what Gibbs is throwing out there, this didn't happen to me because I'm a real nigga. So per se, if it happened to you, you must not be a real nigga.
I don't know, but to take from Duke the God and Killer Cam and Meek, dudes who are certified in the streets,
board certified. I never heard nobody question Cam.
Is Karen Civil the biggest gangster in hip hop? Has she taken over from Shuns?
Yo, I'm sure Karen has a lot of big names backing her, bro. You see, Charlamagne don't even want to say a negative word about her. Joe Buttons is basically doing stock.
I think she manages Joe. She got some kind of professional affiliation.
Some of that might be the climate though.
But then
they was trying to cook Cam for talking shit about Karen Civil. They were saying, Cam, you just like attacking black women and blah blah blah. Like they was spinning it like that.
Just basically ignore Cam.
Yeah.
Like she couldn't be that kind of person. Like, I hate, why do we have to do that? And now that it's coming out, they said that's when Cam won his apology because now everybody else is seeing that she's getting
So
sued.
is the climate protecting Karen from being dragged through the mud? Is that what's happening here? Because even still, for everything that came out, she had a couple of bad days on Twitter, but this shit ain't hitting the news. No one seems to care.
Exactly. And I actually listened to the Clubhouse thing she was saying. She basically was saying, like, if I take 60 bands from you and you go to Twitter, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean I'm supposed to negate the whole fact that we had the situation with the 60 bands. She basically saying she didn't want to talk to Joyner Lucas because he took it to Twitter. I'm like, this is 60 bands.
But he took it to Twitter because you wouldn't talk to him.
Precisely. You see, so she's trying to spin the whole thing like he hates women and that's like the go-to nowadays. Like, you're a misogynist.
I'm pretty sure he hit you
Pay no attention
directly while you dubbed him, allegedly.
60 bands?
Before he took it to Twitter to expose you and you chose to block him. Yo, there's a lot of questions and not enough answers with this Karen Civil
I'm
situation.
telling you, bro. But she, like you said, she's intern for Funk Flex. She was working with the Dips. She damn near presidential shit with Hillary Clinton. Apple Music CEO. She was the one damn near giving out the headphones. She's not.
Damn, all that?
She's not a little guy, bro.
No, that's what I said. You hear what I said? She is a power broker in hip hop.
She's connected. She's a strategist, bro.
And she's managed to keep her anonymity until this shit hit this end. Like a lot of people who love rap could probably be right next to Karen Civil on the train and don't know who the fuck she is.
Jesse Wu won the lawsuit and nobody's even talking about that.
There you go. And she allegedly swindled, but she won the lawsuit, so she swindled Jesse Wu too.
There you have it.
Damn, they got her blackballed in the industry. Yo, I'm saying it again.
We need answers.
Karen Civil is the biggest gangster in hip hop. Prove me wrong.
Pull up to the rap round table.
Prove
We want
me
to talk
wrong.
to you, Karen. We got a real conversation.
It's not Whack 100 or any other person. It's not Jay Prince in the South. It's clearly Karen Civil. It has to be.
She's the connected people.
Nobody tried to propose on her. Nobody sent their cousin to try to beat her up. She's untouchable. She's the biggest gangster in hip hop, bro. It has to be. But now we are at, I would say, the main event of the show for me personally, right?
Let's talk about it. Do it.
The Rap Roundtable. Top 10 rappers right now.
I'm already going to be mad at these
It's
two.
not all-time rapper. It's top
Current.
rappers currently in 2021. So if you're a sports fan, right, it's like college basketball or football puts out their weekly polls, who's the number one team in the nation, number two team. Think of it that way, all right? Before you get your panties in a bunch and get upset with us, right?
Where's Rakim?
Where's Rakim?
No KRS-One?
Oh my God.
Yo, you're disrespectful, bro. Wow. All right.
I swear that's what their voice sounds like in my head.
Yeah.
All cracking and shit because they're like 13.
Whiny as
and
fuck.
They just read the Wikipedia page on hip hop. It was like, Rakim, this is here. Rakim's the best. Rakim's not on your list.
Yo, before
Oh
we
my
start,
God.
let me get the Migo, bro. Let me get my second drink. Because we going to be here.
Get that ice, bro.
Oh, I don't need no ice. You know that.
Bro, this kid tried to sum me on Twitter. I had to leave that shit on red.
What you mean?
Yo, because like I was trying, because they was talking about Dr. Dre possibly doing the verses, and so they were listing off like songs that Dre could play, and somebody was like, yeah, because you know the Snoop catalog and the Eminem catalog and blah blah, and I was like, alright, Snoop, but M's music is not really ringing off in no verses. It's not. It just
You
isn't.
see what I said? Pants to Carson Daly going crazy in the crowd.
It just isn't. And this kid came out and was like, what are you talking about? He's got great songs for verses. I'm like, yo, and I said what I said in the group chat.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Imagine listening to the verses and hearing two Trailer Park Girls go around the outside, down the outside, down the outside. And he got upset. And then I pulled out his first single. Hey, my name is.
My name is.
That wouldn't ring off either. He was like, oh, so you only listen to mainstream songs. I'm like, what?
Nigga, that was one of the biggest mainstream rap songs of its time.
And what is the verse supposed to be anyway?
You gotta go strategic on that.
Who is this kid?
I don't know. Some kid. I know he's like 15 or something.
Some dork. Anyway, the Rap Roundtable Top 10. We had our pre-show powwow. We put the list together. We're going to put a print version of the list on our Instagram so y'all can look for that as well. And on Facebook. You know what I mean? For the old heads over there on Facebook and Twitter. We're going to put the list everywhere, okay? But there was a lot of trepidation with number 10. We're going to go from 10 to 1. A lot of trepidation with number 10 from Sincere the Rap Snob. He feels like this person is being disrespected.
Highly.
I'm going to just unveil
Ah, shucks.
number 10. Sorry, guys. Number 10, he's still top 10. Kendrick Lamar.
That's terrible.
Sincere, the floor is yours. Why? You can tell the people why we put him in at number 10.
Why me? I didn't put him at
That's
number
your
10.
mans.
Talk about it.
That's my man. You should have been way higher.
No way.
I guess the consensus is
Here you go, I guess.
the consensus amongst the rap roundtable.
Not me, though.
Not me, but the other members. Is that it's been quite a while since Damn came out in 2017, right? Now last year, I suppose we had him higher on the list.
We had him third last year.
We had him higher on the list in anticipation that I guess we thought he was going to drop the album sooner rather than later, and it still hasn't happened. So, but he dropped that phenomenal
Verse.
Thor hammer of a verse on the Baby Keem record, which is a complete tone setter for what's about to come with the album. I'm sure it is, but it wasn't enough for the rest of the stuff.
It's good, but
it wasn't enough.
Not enough, man.
Listen, Kendrick Lamar
With the Jada Kiss
is one of the best, or the best, depending on who you ask, rappers in the game, right? But at a certain point, we have to admit, Sincere, you're included, that the rap game is very active right now. And I would say because of the pandemic, it's more lyrical than it's ever been. It's more it's content rich. It's not just aimless content. I want to say that the culture has changed a little bit. It's evolved a little bit in the last, let's say, 16 to 18 months. And because of that, with all these other rappers who are on this list being more active and are delivering high-level rap, it's difficult for us to leave him in that lovely top 3 when 2 of your 3 contemporaries are putting out work. May or may not be quality, but they're putting out a lot of work, and you're just in your crib chilling. At a certain point, he needs to be held accountable for his inactivity. And he's lucky to still be on the list, to be fair, because of his inactivity. But nonetheless, Sincere Kendrick fans, the minute Kendrick drops an album and it's fire, of course he'll move up. But we have to be fair to the other guys who are putting in work. So
you just think he's taking the Andre 3000 route, Lauryn Hill route?
That's me. That's not me.
He's not chilling. We know he's working.
Yeah, but where's it at, nigga?
How do we know that, though, bro? There's nothing there to show you that.
All these other rappers on the
Baby
list.
Keem record.
One record.
There's certain rappers on this list who are responsible for the culture shift.
There you go.
And they are putting out high-level work. The last time Kendrick dropped the album, the rap game was completely different. It's a whole new matrix that's been uploaded now.
Yes.
Where you at, Kendrick?
You are not the anomaly
You're
anymore.
amazing, brother, but we need some more bars.
Top of the morning.
We need more.
Top of the morning.
Wow.
Drop an album.
Yo, Rihanna was still making music when
Yo.
she was up there.
Come on. We got 2 Schoolboy albums since then, or 1 Schoolboy album since then?
The Golden State Warriors were the champions, bro.
Yo, Kendrick. Tyler, the Creator, has come back to rap since then. Come on, fam. Where you at, Kendrick? So right now you're number 10, Sin. I'm sorry.
Nas came back to reclaim his New York crown.
Come on. So much has happened.
A lot.
Jay Electronica has dropped since the last time we heard Kendrick.
That's crazy.
So much has happened.
We got an album and multiple versions.
No. We put it into perspective.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bro, Sin, who's number 9 on that list?
Number 9, somebody that I slowly became a fan of.
Okay.
Freddie Gibbs.
All right.
Yeah.
Dini, talk to us about Freddie Gibbs.
I like Freddie Gibbs. I think he should switch his flow a little more, though. I think he's immensely talented. I think he's a bossmith. I think he knows how to play. I think his wordplay is immense. I love the way he picks his beats. He's a very talented dude. He deserves to be. He deserves to be number 9. You know what I'm saying? I think so.
How much do you fuck with Freddie Gibbs, though?
I love the Bandana album.
Okay.
I love it.
Not Alfredo?
Alfredo's good. I like, but Bandana
better than Alfredo.
Bro. Like, that's what got me on deck.
I think I liked Alfredo more than Bandana.
What?
I think. Which one had that push the verse that was immaculate? That was Bandana.
That was Bandana.
Nah, I liked Alfredo more because I felt like Alfredo was a more complete project. But and I thought that Pusha T blew him out the water for the whole album with that one verse.
Yes.
Holy. But for me, I'm starting to a little come around because y'all know how I feel about Freddie
don't like
Gibbs.
that,
That's
man.
not my man. You know what I mean? Because of the fact that, to your point, you mentioned that he has the same flow on every song. It's the same approach over and over again. But you know what? In certain situations, if it's really good, does it need to change?
There's a lot of people that do that. We can sidebar it if it's
Right.
good enough.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's responsible. He's one of the acts that's responsible for Rappity Rap
Coming back,
getting
to the
that
forefront.
light shined on them with these classic albums. If depending on who you ask, we'll get a lot of heat for only having him not. Because a lot of people feel like Freddie Gibbs is a top 5 rapper right now because of the body of work, the lyrical ability, so on and so forth.
Voice work too.
Right.
He's a great voice for
But
rap.
for me, when we talking about top 10 lists, it's not just about being able to rap. It's about your presence.
multitude.
It's about the impact. Sales kind of matters too. And to me, he hasn't crossed over yet. He's still a niche artist. He's close. But I still think he's a niche artist. He's still
working.
If there's a line in this underground, he's like right below that line of underground act. He hasn't hopped over that.
Right.
He's close though.
You know what I appreciate?
What's good?
We see that he's willing to throw his hat in the ring.
Yes.
Because he just dropped a freestyle over that Drake beat.
Shot Kendrick a couple times.
Throwing a quick shot at Kendrick. Because, you know,
Smoking on
Kendrick was
top
talking about
fives.
smoking on top 5s. I guess he didn't appreciate that. And yeah, like, you know, we kind of need that energy because, you know, people don't really be going at people like that. Unless you have like some type of history, some back and forth history.
Right.
But like, he kind of feels like an outsider, but he's like, nah, I'm not, you know, I'm trying to
Like
come
my
for that
friend.
spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I dig that.
I'm not mad at it. You know what? If I give Freddie Gibbs credit, it's because he sees what his shortcomings are, and based on the songs that he's put out, the joint that he put out with 4 Things with Big Sean, Gang Signs with Schoolboy Q, it's clear that he knows that he needs to make something for the masses to hear. So he tried his hand with that sound, and I'm not mad at that. So I'm always in favor of a person who knows what he needs to work on and tries it. So I'm okay with him trying to ascend to that next level.
You gotta
You
find your
know
zone.
what else he dropped that I just remembered? After he lost the Grammy to Nas, he came in with a song over the Nas You're the Man beat.
That's
he
a
did that
fact.
too.
I remember that. Yeah.
He did that too.
Yeah.
He's a competitive rapper, and in this space where everyone wants to be buddy and do collabo albums and just be together and take IG photos of cool captions. Freddie Gibbs wants to be number 1, and he's not afraid to say he wants to be number 1. And I respect the hell out of him for that because God knows we love some competitive rap shit at the Rap Roundtable.
Wait for Kendrick to do that.
That's a fact. Dini, talk to me. Number 8, who we got?
Number 8, we have Tyler, the Creator.
Let's talk about it.
Gave
Sin.
us a beautiful album.
Yeah. Tyler, and shout out again, once again, shout out to Griselda, shout out to Westside Gunn. Tyler was quoted as saying that Griselda, specifically Westside Gunn, made him want to rap again, right? Now the album that he had dropped before this, Igor, was a depart. It was fire. It was a departure from rap. You could say that he took like the Andre 3000 route when he came out with the Love Below, right? The other half of Speaker Box, Love Below. And we thought, some of us thought that he might just stay in that lane because he's kind of like, eccentric, kind of like, he dabbles in different genres, different lanes. We thought he might have like just kept going in that direction and been experimental. And he came back around
180.
and he was like, nah, I want to rap again. And then he dropped his album this year with DJ Drama. And he's rapping. And he was like, yo, the beats on that, hard beats.
Call Me If You Get Lost, that's what it's called.
Yeah, Call Me If You Get Lost. Hard beats, talking his shit. And this is somebody that, again, like he was kind of in that that kind of like underground, kind of nerd, kind of alternative rap scene. Not even backpack, really. It was
nerd rap.
It was an alternative kind of scene where you talk about like almost shock rappy kind of thing.
Eminem type shit.
Yeah, sort of like that vibe. But now he's like, I don't know. I guess he's understanding his position in the game. I guess he's understanding that, like, you know, he actually has a shot at being a major player, and he's talking his shit on this album. And he could also be introspective. He tells stories about like his personal life. He doesn't hide his you know, his sexuality. You know what I mean? But you know, he does it in a way where it's not like Lil Nas X. You know what I mean?
Be careful, Sin.
Yeah, I mean,
be careful.
The tightrope.
What do you mean by that? Sincere, the rap snob.
I'm just saying.
So like, you saying I'm giving you all the Twitter jargon?
No, I'm just saying it's part of the music. It's more so part of the music, just naturally part of the music.
More part of the music than it is about the brand.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That. Right?
Teamwork, baby.
Yes. But yeah, no. Shout out to Tyler. Definitely, you know, put a stamp on this year. Came back around to the rap stuff.
Facts.
Album was dope. Shout out to him.
I'm gonna hop in here. Since you laid out that beautifully, I won't even piggyback that. What I'll say is, for me, what made me feel like he had to be on the top 10 goes back to a few years ago. I think I posted it somewhere on social media, and I felt like him and ASAP had a chance to really control rap. This might have been around 2016, 2015, somewhere around that time. Because anytime Tyler rapped, I was like, whoa, this guy is really good. And he went away from that for a minute. He dropped this album, and it just like the technical ability. That's what took it for me. He has bars. It's not just words. He can rap, right? So to me, the combination of bar work, pocket work, voice, subject matter, understanding the culture, no introspection, but knowing what is expected of you as a rapper, because there's a lot of acts. Some of y'all in the South, with y'all little brother syndrome, have no respect for what came before. You don't understand that. Because the way rap is set up, I'm saying that the way rap is set up is not just about the bag. It is about the forefathers. It is about what's the template that was established before you. Even in the South with the Dungeon family. You know what I'm saying? Even the crunk shit. There's a certain standard that you have to uphold out in Mississippi, out in Tennessee. In the South, you have to follow the template. You can see there's certain acts who follow that template, understand what's expected.
Money bag.
Because this is not pop music pop music is bag music to me. Hip hop had forefathers, and they had standards that you had to uphold.
Rules.
Templates,
And a lot of y'all think it's just about the bag. When I look at Tyler, the way he raps, he clearly understands that there's standards, there's forefathers, and there is a real throne of being the best out that still fucking matters.
Sounds hungry.
And that hunger. And to me, he put that all together with this project, with his features. Like, this guy, honestly, if he rapped more, he'd be higher on this list. Because you could argue that he's just as good as some of the people that we're naming right now. If not better, depending on who you ask. You know what I'm saying?
And might make better songs than some dudes too, so.
Bro.
And the features that he was on, the Westside Gunn features.
Bro. Diddy, you got anything to add before we move on?
I don't. To piggyback, I hope y'all listen to that album. That was a beautiful album.
Call me if you get lost. Tap the fucking.
Shout out to
Free
Drama,
promo.
because he laid that out.
All right, fellas. Number 7, I'll take it from here. Conway the Machine.
La Mexicana.
There's gonna be a lot of people upset with this positioning, but when you realize who's above Conway, then you'll understand. That's the best explanation I can give you. That's the best explanation I can give you.
Oh no, because I'm looking at number 6.
La Machina. Yo, Sin, bro. New York bias flows through Sin.
Present moment.
He dropped La Machina. Was it his best work? No.
Great album, though.
Great album. I would say this is sonically his riskiest album, because this is the first album where he really stepped away from that tried and true Griselda sound. Dini, you said it before, there was a lot of 808s, more 808s than you expected on that album. But to me, he's 7, and he's always going to be on every top 10 list, because he might be the nicest rapper out
bar
right
for
now. Bar for bar, flow work, breathing, pocket work.
Punchlines, metaphors.
If you told me you think Conway's the best rapper right now, I'd have a hard time disagreeing.
Yeah.
Oh, that alone puts his metric high. But again, we need more songs. We need more of the other the other aspects to lift you higher.
Need some hits, Conway.
Need some hits. We
Well,
need.
listen.
Okay, talk to me, Sin.
Scatterbrain
Great
was
song.
on La Machina with Ludacris
And
and JID. But getting Ludacris, you know what I mean? Coming from the slums of Buffalo and you know, getting into the game when it was it's all 808s and trap and super gloss and sheen, and coming in with that dirty sound and that vintage just, you know, flow and cadence and hunger and just, you know, trying to take an MC's head off, that type of energy, right? And then you just slowly build on that to the point where like people notice it and it's like, yo, this is what shit is supposed to sound like. And you got OGs like Ludacris on your album. You get a spot on the Tonight Show.
There you go.
Repping for Buffalo.
And why?
Come on, man.
Restoring the feeling.
Yo,
Shout out to Rock Nation. Shout out to Hove because
Listen.
opening them doors. I'm gonna say it because you ain't gonna say it, so I'm gonna say it. Shout out to Hove for opening that door for Griselda with that Rock Nation affiliation.
That's a fact.
Shining that light on restoring the feeling in
Shout out
hip
to
hop.
Hove.
Diddy, here you go. I'm gonna get off the ball, son.
Conway, he's come a long way. Granted, I think the what's the King album with the Crown on it was a little better as a project.
Yeah.
But I like the growth. I like to see when people can switch it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's nice to see if you can get outside the box. I think that's one of the hardest parts for an artist is to master the grit of what they came to do while still manifesting the gloss to make it palatable to give it to people.
From a king to a god, that album.
There we go. He's packaged this very well. I think his ability to rap, his bars. I don't think there's anyone lyrically better as far as just rapping.
Skill set wise,
He's
I
the
think
best.
He's got the whole package.
There you go. I think he has a bright future, man. I'm gonna leave it at that.
You know, I think if he approached song making the way Benny approaches song making, he'd be decisively top 3. He's still very dark with his music.
Yeah.
Benny's lightening up with his sound. I feel like Plug Talk, right? From the plugs I met too. There's nothing like that on Conway's album. To me, if he decides to go the Benny route and lighten his music up, not just the beat selection, not the bars, but the beat selection, a little more commercial, air quote.
Tried it with this.
I think Conway the Machine's gonna tell Benny, hold my beer. I got this. I got this.
Hold on, little cousin.
You know, but I'm not mad at number 7. Some of y'all gonna be mad at number 7, but again, it's about objectivity here at the Rap Roundtable. We don't dick ride here. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? Number 6, since you have a problem with it, you can introduce number 6.
Man, come on. All right. Lil Baby comes in at number 6.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I guess because
Sincere, like I feel
I'm not.
like dying.
We all know. I personally am not a fan of Lil Baby. I don't see what other people see. I don't hear what other people hear.
But you see what's going on.
But his presence in the game is undeniable. On the Kanye album, records with Drake.
Smoke Drake on his own record.
Yeah,
I have to come around on that. That's a
you know,
fact.
he has everybody's ear right now. He has everybody's ear, and he has affiliations with a lot of, you know, power movers in the game.
Took the Nego spot.
Yeah, hey.
That was the whole thing.
So, Lil Baby got to make the top 10. Somebody might
The
be
Rap Roundtable.
might be able to make a better case than me.
It's gonna be Diddy.
So Dini,
Nah, I mean,
Vibe God himself.
there's nowhere you could have gone in the last maybe 3 years and not heard the name Lil Baby, bro.
that's true.
It's almost like when Kendrick took his nap. Lil Baby said, "You know what? This spot is wide open to be
So
the
what
guy."
you saying that this is Kendrick's fault? Taking this nap?
I ain't saying that. I'm just saying.
Wow,
when-
bro. That's crazy,
When
bro.
the top predator goes to sleep, you know what I'm saying? It leaves room for other, sub predators to rise up in the ranks.
That's a fact.
And I
That
think
is a
Lil
fact.
Baby saw opening for the radio play, for the guy that's gonna get the charts, for the guy that's gonna get the most talked about, and he ran for it. Like there's sometimes I think Lil Baby gets more run than the Drake is in a lot of ways as far as the push. The world loves Lil Baby.
A lot of them trademark say that Lil Baby is the guy who's gonna take the mantle from Drake.
I'm telling you,
Right? It's been decided. Remember, hell, Sin,
been
you
a hell
talked
of a
about
run,
it,
bro.
There was two babies.
There was
they
two
went in
babies.
the
There was
room, they
only
dropped the knife, and
room
Lil Baby
for
came
one
out.
baby.
And they decided.
You can't have two babies in the
like
game
that
at the
Joker
same
scene
time.
when he dropped the pool stick on the floor.
There
so
you
decided
go.
he want to come out.
There you go. They
Who wanna get down?
But that fight was rigged. There was some outside interference
Yeah.
from them who decided that Lil Baby was more palatable than Da Baby. And Lil Baby probably played ball with certain. Think about the quotes. You never heard Da Baby talk too much about Hov and how great Hov is. Lil Baby every now and again says something real nice about Hov and other forefathers. Again, when you talk nice about the forefathers and you understand what your place is in this culture, it bodes well for you.
Respect.
Not saying that Da Baby is bad or wrong, right? But Da Baby's a little more ignorant than Lil Baby on the surface. We don't know what it is behind the scenes.
Lil Baby's definitely more palatable to like, the masses.
And I think because of that, he's still to me the hottest rapper in the industry right now. And because you know what, you don't like them saying, but the flow I can't get, the sing-songy nature of it, I can't always get with it. But when you listen to what he is saying,
He's spitting.
he's rapping. He's not giving you bullshit. He's delivering bars.
Not just hemming.
It's none of that hemming it. He's rapping. Even when he came with that Kanye joint on Donda, spitting.
Spitting.
I can't always take his flow, and I'm willing to admit that. But I know he can rap. It's like him and Young Thug to me are the guys who I know are nice, but the delivery's not for me.
But when he's rapping, he's rapping.
Oh. Then you gotta admit that at least, so you don't listen to his words. Nigga.
No, send like the pro song.
The John Donda was fire.
Oh, the joint. Somehow that felt like an intro. I don't know why.
No, what?
Lackluster. It was alright. It's cool.
Danny, who's number 5, bro?
At number 5, we got Benny. Grrr, boom.
Bo, 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 bo. Benny the Butcher. To me, he's looking right at the throne. I'm having a hard time, outside of Lil Baby, I'm having a hard time finding another rapper who has everything you need to sit on that throne that's not a big-time artist who's already there now.
Let me get this one, John.
Cook, bro. Cook.
I think Benny sees himself as Hov. I don't think he. I feel like he looks at underground hip hop like, I did this, I made a name off it, it's cool again, but this is not where I want to rest my dome. You know what I'm saying? I got aspirations. Like, I want to be the guy that you call for the feature, for the big records, not just the hood grimy joints. I want to be the guy that comes through and cleans up your soft record, kind of way Hov did with the Maya joints. You know what I'm saying? He wants the whole pie, bro. He does the underground is cute, but it's a very small niche. He wants to be the guy.
You know what I'll say to that? There's certain players in basketball who are content with making the playoffs, maybe winning the series. Benny the Butcher's trying to go to the finals and win the
MVP,
chip.
bro.
He said, Conway, if you want to be underground king, that's cool. You see that finals over there? You see all that media attention over there? I want that shit.
I need that.
You know what I'm saying? And everything he's doing, maybe sometimes to his detriment, Sin, I'll pass you the ball in a second, is for that A1
He wants that, man.
spot.
Top notch.
And I'm not mad at it because I think he has what it takes. I think he could be, I don't know if he can reach Hov level. I don't know.
Tough.
Because a lot of people on the internet, y'all motherfuckers, y'all trademark, talk bad about Hov, but Hov in his prime was something else. That man was phenomenal. But what I think Benny could be at his apex ceiling, my opinion, is a better Rose. With the hood tails, the beat selection, the ability to be really good, super nice at rapping, I think he could be a better version of Rick Ross for the next era.
That's a big deal. I don't know if people understand how big that is. Rick Ross has essentially been around since 06. You know what I'm saying?
Long time.
And still there.
I think Benny
Minus
could be a
one
better
stop.
version, bro. I think he has what it takes to take that mantle of the hood dude who has something to talk about with a good ear for beats and makes hell of a good projects.
Could give you street
Benny.
tales that you hear on the radio.
But what? Who knows? Sin, here you go, bro. It's all you, the Griselda champion at this table.
So, well documented on the show. Between Conway and Benny, I'm more of a Conway fan. I think he has the the raw, like I said before, the raw skill set, like the full package skill set, right? But Benny, I think, has a wider vision. He has more vision than Conway, and that like my brethren was saying, Conway, seems to be cool with his spot, his little niche, and but Benny, for a long time we've been saying like he's had those lofty aspirations. He's cozying up with Drake. Some leaked a couple days ago or like yesterday or something. I went to go click on it because I know Mace. Shout out to Mace. He dropped it in the group chat, but by the time I went to click on it, they took that shit down. They cut it down. So I didn't get to hear the full thing. I heard the most of it on Twitter. And Benny and Drake, who would have thought? But he had been kind of like he had been teasing it for a while that him and Drake might have some in the works. But it's just it's proof positive that he's definitely coming for some type of spot in the mainstream space. Yep. He's not happy with just, and he said it in the tweet. We'll talk about it later. He said it in the tweet. He was like, "Yo, y'all can have that underground king spot. Like that could go to somebody else. Me, I got bigger plans,
bigger aspirations.
You know what I mean? Like, and you can hear it in his music. You can hear like the diversity of his sound, more diverse than possibly the other two Griselda guys, main Griselda guys. Benny top 5.
And because of everything you said, I feel like he's earned that 5th spot.
Yeah, for sure.
He has his sights on a bigger prize, and he's not bashful about it.
Bigger passion.
Now, I think before he was the underdog, the team as a whole, Griselda, underdog, I think now we've reached the level with Griselda where it's all about showing and proving now. You got to prove it. Y'all talked a lot of shit. Y'all made a lot of great music.
And the plugs I met too was fire. I don't care what none of y'all say out there.
Yeah, it just wasn't Derringer. That's all it was.
Alchemist heads. Like I love Derringer, I love Alchemist, but like you gotta dibble and dabble in some of the sounds sometimes. And Harry Fraud laced them with some dope soundscapes, man.
I felt like Harry Fraud did the tape with Jim Jones, and we were like, yeah. And then it's like he saved all his good shit for Benny.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Number 4, Kanye West. I don't think we need to get too heavy.
The prodigal son.
He controlled the culture for the prodigal son, indeed, for an entire summer. He had the world captivated with the process of Donda. But even going back to last year, people going out to Wyoming, going on a ranch to record with them. He has controlled the culture in one form of fashion for a minute. And then around late June, through the release of Donda, then you doing like listening session concerts.
Unheard of.
Crazy.
Then you drop 27 tracks, right?
It was a lot.
It's a lot. A lot. Yeah. You drop a massive album, gospel, a who's who of features, and every feature landed
27 with 4 part 2s.
With 4 part 2s. And the thing is about Donda, there's a lot of people who rush to pan it because there's people who just don't like Kanye. We get it. But if you're a true fan of the culture, a connoisseur of the culture, every time you go back to Donda, it gets better and better and better and better.
How you feel about Jail?
I never didn't like Jail. I just said that the Baby's verse was better than Hoes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The album, the standout record for me, I forget the name of it offhand right now.
Praise God?
Off the grid?
Baby King?
No. The joint with let me do my due diligence. Hurricane.
Lil Baby and The Weeknd.
Good God.
Yeah. Stadium shit.
Yeah. That's one of the best songs I've heard.
That's one of the best songs of the year.
In a long time.
To say that The Weeknd laced him with underselling.
Different, yeah.
The Weeknd, it was like, this is Kanye, I got you.
Voice
I'm giving
crisp.
you 40 on this.
Crisp.
The mixing.
Incredible.
The acoustics.
And it made me like Lil Baby.
Yeah, man.
Made me sincere like Lil Baby.
Came on a record nice and smooth, didn't overly attack it.
Yeah,
Very mellow.
if you got a problem with Kanye being 4 right now with everything he did with Donda, I don't want to talk to you. Sincere talk. This is your man's. Another one of your man's.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I mean, he wasn't even really considered last year. You know what I mean?
He didn't deserve it.
Jesus is King and Yay. And like I said, I was like, I had lost hope in him. I thought it was a wrap for him. It was just straight downhill. Not to say that Donda is his absolute return to form, to the form he once had. The elite, super elite form that he once had. Graduation era, Dark Twisted Fantasy era, you know what I mean, late registration, all that stuff. But it's noteworthy enough to where we have to put him, we have to not only put him on the list, but we have to put him high on the list.
There you go.
Because, again, some people may not have liked the approach, some people might have been annoyed, but let's talk about it again. Listening session stadium tours. He just invented that. Listening session stadium tours, where people came out to listen to an unfinished album and watch him just play the songs that he's thinking of putting on the album and letting people into that creative process.
Say that one more time, Sin.
Say what part?
The
listening session stadium tours.
Y'all hear that?
Come
different,
on,
bro.
That's
let that really seep in.
Wow,
super
bro.
different. Now,
That's crazy,
Kanye. Now, you know, Huba Kanye. You know what I mean? Now, in terms of like, you know, lyricism, in terms of like, you know, raw skill set, in terms of the bars, yeah, he's not Benny, he's not Conway, he's not Freddie, he's not Kendrick, but in terms of the impact to the culture and what he did coming back into the game this year,
immense.
And
gotta
you know
be
what?
there.
It's a bit of a pivot, but I'm thinking about it and I want to give Sin his credit. I mentioned it when we talked about Certified Lover Boy, how it made me want to go back to Donda to hear high level acoustics, right? And then you mentioned with Certified Lover Boy that you had some concerns about the mixing on that album.
yes.
I heard Joe Budden say the same thing where he was like, the budget seemed like it was, the production budget wasn't there for this album because he complained about the acoustics after Sin said it. Recently, Drake put some new shit on the album with some new mixes.
Yes.
So again, I say that to
more
say
songs now?
no, it's the same songs, but
same
they're
songs.
better mixes.
Understood.
So I
redid
say
the
that to
mixes.
say, Sin said it first. So if you have any questions about
Foresight.
our caliber at this table, this nobody that y'all like to say, we're nobodies with opinions, heard it first and identified the issue with the quality. So if we make this list and we talking about shit in relation to these rappers because we really do this shit, okay? I wanted to flex for Sin real quick.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? But Kanye deserves to be number 4.
That's right.
Did I introduce Kanye? It was me? No, it wasn't me. So what? I think Sin introduced Kanye.
I said we had to have the Kanye conversation.
So number 3, who do we have, Beanie?
And of course, and the yes saw the letters that spell Escobar season.
Your favorite rapper?
I'ma hold it, bro. I'ma hold it. Cause I love you, brother. I'ma hold it, bro. Nas, the greatest rapper to ever touch a mic, man. Still in rare form. I've never been so compelled to hear such an old man rap. I'm not gonna lie. Once you hit a certain age, usually just kind of count you out. It's sad that hip hop's like that. It's probably really the only genre that's like that. But Nas, man, not too far out from 50 years old, man. Spitting gold, giving us that vino. 2 back-to-back projects. Shout out to Hit Boy, Brunch on Sundays, giving us vibes, man. Brought Lauryn Hill back out.
Facts.
Come on, man. Shout out to Nas, man.
Just had a huge concert.
In
Queens.
In Queens, got the key to the
Forest
borough.
Hill Stadium.
You know what I mean?
Well
Nas doing big
deserved,
things, man.
You know what?
On the cover of Ebony.
Ebony.
Cover of Ebony. Nas with his third prime era. Near 50. Gotta give him.
I gotta give it up to him, Sin, because Last year we was like, he's a legend. Legends are exempt from listing. But then you had the audacity to spin back with King's Disease 2. If you put out back-to-back, depending on who you ask, classics, right? This late in your career.
It's immense.
Again, finding a third prime. To me, you deserve to be this high.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can't. It's one of those things, like, just with Kanye, we thought it was like, all right, it's past his era. You know what I mean? Let's talk about, newer guys. But then they spin back around and they're like, nah, I'm not done.
The music, bro. The music will always get you back.
Finding your production soulmate this late in Hit Boy.
Talk about it.
Finding a person who's willing to work with you and y'all are trying things. Because you know what? Selfishly, I wanted King's Disease 2 to be a continuation of King's Disease 1. But to make an album series, we'll call it, because it's a sequel, and to make two completely different projects will both be fire. Delivering the bars this late in life. We talk about, I always gripe about rappers who lose it at a certain point. Nas still, his Ginsu is still sharp.
We had a whole conversation about that.
You know what I'm saying?
Old dudes losing their form.
He's still sharp. He still has something to say. And again, depending on who you ask, back-to-back classics. One more needs to be said here. Esco the GOAT, you know what I'm saying? Not one of the GOATs. Jay's my GOAT. But on this episode, since Jay's not giving me any albums to talk about, right now, Esco's higher than Jay. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You not saying
I heard it on episode 34.
I said it on the Zoom. I'm saying it here right now. Until Hov gives me something else, Nas is above him because King's Disease 1 and King's Disease 2 is better than 444.
Man.
It's better. It's better, bro. I'm
Shout out to
sorry.
I love it.
I'm a reasonable man here. They just feel I'm biased because when I put the whole cape on, I choke myself. You know what I'm saying? When I put that cape on, I'm wearing the cape. Mets hat. I'll let your boy. Dini, you Sin, did you talk about it? Everyone got their Nas takes off?
I got it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what that.
I'm gonna be a dickhead now. We went back and we listened to that episode where we had the whole Hov and Nas argument again. You only said like 2 sentences about but about the blueprint, that whole segment. True story.
I think I said
2 sentences.
Yeah, how I grew up with it. How I went out there. Yeah. Yo, I called out of school. I remember this like
That's
yesterday.
why I'm black, bro. I was like,
hate
bro,
you, Joe.
bro, like how you? Because I told you, bro, we really do this shit. I was like, I'm gonna come back.
Oh man.
Hov, man, you party the whole, but you break bread with Nas. It's okay.
The penmanship, the whole music though, man.
One of the things about
Undeniable.
Nas, what I've noticed, but I haven't, because I haven't been to the shows. I didn't go to the Queen's concert or anything. I've seen him like 4 times in my lifetime because that's my GOAT. So I've seen him plenty of times. To be honest, because I'm a fan man, you know what I mean. His stage performance is 50-50. Like certain shows, like he'll be in his bag. He'll really have that presence. You can feel the energy. Other shows, you feel like he'd rather be anywhere else but there in that moment, right? There's something, I've seen clips of his shows recently, and there's something about the energy that he's exuding and giving off on
reinvigorated.
stage. He's so reinvigorated. It's beautiful to watch, man. Beautiful to watch, man.
In that pocket, man.
I feel like at this point, if you listen to this entire list, there's only 2 other rappers. We won't spend too much time with it because it's a given. We don't need to explain ourselves
No,
here.
really. And they just were on stage together
There
recently.
you go.
Yep.
Number 2, because we've reached that point in the episode where we've exhausted time. Number 2, Drizzy Drake.
6 God.
So the 6th God himself. Some might be mad that he's not number 1, but
Drake?
let me get the drop. It's only right.
We needed that.
It's been a minute. Drake.
Let's go.
Oh, disrespect. All right, cool. So I feel like Certified Lover Boy being a critical failure, not a commercial failure. Listen,
tap in, y'all.
A critical failure is the reason why he's not number 1. He has the stats to be number 1, but critical acclaim so matters to me. He failed. Talk to me, Sin.
You hit it right on the head.
Hey.
What did it continue now?
Nah, I tried to play the game.
Oh, okay.
Right? Live and direct at the rap.
Yeah, man, Dre, and I'm gonna address this a little bit later on. Little bit of foreshadowing. But yeah, Drake breaking all of these records, right? And let's keep it a buck. He's breaking records for the streaming era. He's breaking streaming era records. But you got to give him respect for that. Like he's moving a lot of numbers. But like I said earlier, that the numbers just say that's the whites.
Yeah.
And that's and I feel like with the music that I heard on the album Certified Lover Boy, especially with the single Way Too Sexy.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of that is like TikTok users and like, he's going for that
Meme
crowd, memeable content, memeable bars, memeable.
He's going, he's playing the numbers game.
He's the king of that though.
He is, and it's working for him. It's his formula. He's reached the heights that he's reached off of that formula. But when it comes to the critical rap, real rap that we talk about here at the Rap Roundtable, right? That Way Too Sexy joint is not doing it. A lot of the material on the CLB album is not there. He has some joints. You can find
Intro
some
fire.
Yeah, you can find some redeemable bars here and there.
Deep,
but,
down.
But for the most part, you know what I mean? It left a lot to be desired. Drake is still Drake. He's still controlling the culture. He's still got the culture in the chokehold. You know what I mean? But because, like you said, because Certified Lover Boy was not quality-wise what we were looking for, what it was supposed to be, gotta take the number 2 spot.
Dini, how do you feel about him being number 2? Would you prefer him to be number 1 or 2 is a good spot?
I think having 14 out of the top 20 records on Billboard is like, whoa. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely gets you top 3, you know what I'm saying? Top 2. But the music was a little lackluster on the album. Okay. There's maybe 5 or 6 songs I go back to, and really it's really more like 4. But it's Drake. Drake is the face of hip hop. He is the LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't expect anything different. It's the machine's behind Drake. Drake is the machine if you really look at it. So I was surprised by 14 out of 20 because I was just like, oh shit, but the fact he would be on top, like, who's surprised by that though?
Nobody.
Yeah.
It's Drake.
He's a pop star.
He's the biggest star in rap.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Bar none. I know I said I would leave him off the list when I did the album review, but because I was so disgusted at the moment, realistically, there was still a lot of solid bars in it, and he still raps, so I can't, you know what I mean? Credibility, is a thing.
Right.
Number 1, bar none, J. Cole.
Yes. Whole world takes the second number 1 spot at the Rap Roundtable.
Back to back.
2 years in a row. Back to back.
And I feel like
that's impeccable.
His work in 2021 solidified him being number 1 in 2020.
Yeah.
He dropped the Fire album.
Yes, he did.
Features work was still fire yet again.
Dropped the great freestyle.
I'm going to fall back. If y'all want to add anything else to why y'all feel he's number 1, by all means.
Listen.
Introspection.
Yes. So J. Cole gave us the album. Matter of fact, let me rewind. He didn't give us the album that we were expecting. He surpassed the expectations that we had for him on the album.
Indeed.
Right? Which is something that Drake was not able to do.
There you go.
Mind you, we're not big J. Cole fans here.
Matters.
Which means something like, we're not big Cole fans.
We're not huge Cole fans.
Respect has to be given where it's due.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
He had so many points on the album, he checked off so many check boxes. From the intro with Cams just setting off that energy to introspective joints just talking his shit, different flows, different beat types, and they all pretty much hit.
I would say you do my player, create a player. If you talk about all the toggles you got to hit to create your player to make him a 99. To me, he has the best approximation of every skill set you're looking for.
Yeah.
And then to this album that he dropped, he flexed each and every one of them. Like, to me, as of right now, outside of Conway, I have a hard time finding another rapper as good as J. Cole right now. That's at his level, moving the units he's moving, and spitting the way he spins.
And I'll add something what you just said. I used to have Drake as the most introspective rapper because I feel like he knows himself so well.
Yep.
But Cole snatched that list for me, man. I think Cole's number 1. Like the way I'll hold it because I want to talk about it later as far as like what he did on the freestyle. But That was solid introspection to me, bro. Like the way he read the situation, he sees the vibe from the people, he knows what everyone's talking about.
As much as he fronts about, I have no features, I'm a hermit, I'm wearing Crocs on stage and all of that.
Sweatpants.
Let me explain something to you. J. Cole has his finger on the pulse completely. There's no surprise that the album sounded the way it sounded, super rapidy rap, based on what Griselda was doing, right? Griselda's responsible for a lot of your favorite rappers
lane is there now.
rapping their asses off because they know that there's a lucrative lane there. But he took that lane, threw some of his sauce on that pause, and gave us an album to me that might be his best work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And again, different flows, bars, presence, everything you want from your number one rapper, he's giving it to you.
It felt complete, concise, at a nice tight 12 songs. You know what I mean? Didn't go overboard with the 20 songs, 27 songs.
Well timed, well paced.
You know what I mean?
Balanced
Didn't shortchange us with the 7 songs. I'm looking at you, Kanye, back in 2018.
Filler.
You know what I mean? He hit that perfect spot. I've always said 12 to 14 songs is the perfect length for an album. Hit us with the perfect 12. The off season was just like clean, man, clean straight through.
High level work, bro.
And also, he just did this freestyle over one of Drake's beats.
Pipe down.
We can talk about it right now. Fuck it.
Pipe down freestyle.
Completely improved on the original because here's the thing. When I remember hearing that song on Drake's album,
right?
And what was it? Something pipe down. Pipe down. I remember hearing the song. The beat came on. I was like, "Oh, I'm digging this beat. He's gonna hit me some bars." And then he starts whining.
That's
one of my favorite songs off the album.
It's a good song.
The whining.
But some bars would have been nice.
Yeah, man.
Thank God for Cole.
And I'm just like, yo, this has some bars on it. And I guess J. Cole read my mind and he said, yo, let me take that beat and put some bars on it. And here's the thing about J. Cole.
He placed himself behind Drake and Kendrick on that freestyle.
See, everybody's saying that.
Okay.
He's saying that
the world sees him like that.
People are putting him behind Drake and Kendrick. Not necessarily that to that point, that's what I love about J. Cole. Like, I feel like he's the most honest rapper in the game.
Why I gave it to him, bro.
Earnest. You know what I mean? Just like, yo, whatever he's like truly, like earnestly feeling, he's just gonna say it. He's not gonna worry about, yo, this
that whole thing about having your finger on the pulse. He knows exactly what's going on.
That's how a lot of people feel. A lot of people feel like you said it just now, as far as the culmination of what you need to make a star player. He's basically the lyrically tighter version of what Drake is. And since Kendrick's basically not even around, you know what I'm saying? It just leaves him right there to just take the mantle, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And again, in sort of comparing him to Drake, you know, Drake has his moments of introspection, but again, like I've said in the past, like I feel like his moments of introspection don't dig deep enough. Like
to me, it's fake now. It's part of his brand. It's not even like real shit no more.
Exactly. It doesn't feel earnest, right? And thank you for saying that, because sometimes I'm like, am I bugging? Am I just like, is this just like a feeling that I'm having? And am I putting my own?
Am I just cold, right?
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Am I putting my own spin on it? Like. But like, you know, I'll be listening to him and I'm like, you know, it's just like the same platitudes that, like, you know,
fortune cookie raps.
It's just, yes, thank you. Perfect. Fortune cookie raps.
Fortune cookie rap. No, horoscope raps.
Horoscope raps. That's what I said.
Astrology raps.
Horoscope raps. Fortune cookie raps.
So let's break it down real quick so we can move on. Number 10, Kendrick Lamar. Number 9, Freddie Gibbs. Number 8, Tyler the Creator. Number 7, Conway the Machine. Number 6, Lil Baby. Number 5, Benny the Butcher. Number 4, Kanye West. Number 3, Nas the GOAT.
Yes.
Number 2, Drake. Number 1, J. Cole. Shout out to the Rap Roundtable Top 10. Honorable mentions real quick. We're gonna list our 4 personals, and then we'll give the unanimous. My personal honorable mention was Moneybagg Yo. I think he's having a strong year. His music is not bullshit. He might not be lyrical schmirical, but he's really good at what he does, and he makes great music. So who was your honorable mention?
My honorable mention was Westside Gunn. His Griselda brethren, Benny and Conway, making the list. Only reason Westside's not making the list is because, he's not really a bar smith, you know what I mean? But he does put together dope projects. He's in his curated bag, you know what I mean? But like, if you do a whole project and your guests kind of always outshining you with the bars, and I feel funny putting them on in the top 10. So
that's fair.
Honorable mention though for the projects he put
My honorable mention was Rome Streets.
Yes, sir.
You dig? 96
God.
Naughty Wind breaking shit.
Let's talk about it.
Future Wave album he had. Draymond, Perry, the joint off the Ransom album.
I've been going through some things.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's been
heavy.
He's been on fire, man.
Heavy.
Shout out to
Definitely
Rome.
the Magician.
Oh my
There
God.
you go.
Heavy.
Mace's pick was Lil Wayne. Yeah, Wayne is having a strong feature
Shout
run.
out to Wayne.
He's rekindled some of that energy that he lost for quite a few years.
Very true, very
Salute
true.
to Lil Wayne. And our unanimous honorable mention, we have 5 of them. Stove God Cooks. We believe that Stove is next up. The next big star to Griselda is going to be Stove, and he's being positioned as such.
That's why to this day I don't fuck with cameras. My son right there.
Yo, there's just something so
About that dude.
refreshing about his delivery. It's not just the people can bar you to death, but the delivery is just like.
And he's not even the most lyrical miracle sure.
Right,
In the trap again,
but I'm
woke up
always
laughing.
I'm always he always leaves me hanging for what he's about to say next.
He's a
man.
hell of a storyteller.
Yo,
So,
crazy.
we gave y'all this list. Some of the people are gonna feel like this list might be too old head heavy, too boom bappy. So the homie Mace is here to give us some young rap news.
Young dude.
Shout out to the homie Mace. He couldn't be here, but he made sure to make his presence felt. So let's hear from the homie.
It's your boy Mace on the Rap Roundtable check-in. Here to give y'all the news, the updates, everything that you need to know. I'm here to give it to you. So we're gonna start off with the new Baby Keem album. Now, Baby Keem, he is actually Kendrick's cousin, which is something that he didn't really reveal.
Okay.
When he first came out. He kind of wanted you to judge him artistically before you knew who his family was. But if I'm judging, I gotta say we feeling this album. It got the early single he dropped with Travis, Do Rag Activity. It got Family Ties on there, but it's looking like they trying to line Baby Keem to be the next one up, if you want me to be honest with you. So we'll keep an eye on him, but we definitely feeling this album. Maybe the first album out of PG Lang where we hearing Kendrick is trying to do his thing. But on the opposite spectrum, we gonna also talk about the new Big 30 album. Now, Big 30 is down with Pooh Shiesty. He's out of Memphis. Memphis, we gotta give him credit. You know what I mean? Yo Gotti, Moneybag Yo, Pooh Shiesty, and now Big 30 dropping a star-studded album. You got Lil Durk on there. You got Moneybag Yo on there. You got Pooh Shiesty, Future, Yo Gotti, Offset. Is a lot. You know what I mean? So you might not like it if you like too many features, but it's definitely a dope album. Definitely something on the opposite end of Baby Keem, you know what I mean? If you want to put a little bass in your voice, you might listen to that Big 30. But also we want to talk about, since we mentioned Lil Durk on that Big 30 album, let's talk about Lil Durk for a second. Lil Durk has the most Billboard entries of any hip-hop artist, any rapper in the game. In 2021 so far, Durk is number 1 at 37. He said himself that he feels like he's going on a Wayne in his prime run. I don't know about that, but he's definitely doing his thing, and we gonna have to start having a conversation about Durk. A lot of people don't want to put Durk in there, but we gonna have to start talking about it soon. You know what I mean? So shouts to Durk.
You do?
We also want to talk about, last time I was here, I let y'all know about Bronx Drill. Bronx Drill was on the come up. That's the move, and the main dude right now making noise is K-Flop. So we want to talk about how, recently we heard that he might have got signed to Capitol Records. We seen them drop pictures with Lil TJ and G Herbo. It looked like that team over there might be gearing up to make something happen. So just like I told you to watch that Bronx Drill. Keep your eye on K-Flop, because he's looking like he's going to be the guy to it. You know what I mean? So one more thing, we going to wrap it up. Another one of my favorite artists, Tory Lanez. He was trying to troll us this week. He really was. He wiped his social networks. He had Black Twitter in a tizzy. They was thinking that he was going to go to jail. The whole time he was pranking all of us. He actually announced his new album, Ashton Rain, dropping December 1st. Now, it's 80s inspired. The promo picture he dropped, he got a little pink fluorescent suit. He got a Jerry curl going on. So we
Sim
don't
has him blocked, so he
actually
didn't
know
see
what's
that.
going on there.
Stop
But
it.
I trust Tory. You know what I mean? He's one of the best in the game. He's
Talk
one
to
of the
him,
most
Mace.
creative in the game. So we gonna have to see for ourselves what's going on with Tory. But you know, he find a way to get some eyes on him without doing nothing too crazy. So shouts to Tory.
Who shot you?
Again, it's your boy Mace on the Rap Roundtable check-in. I hate to leave so soon, but you know you gotta leave him wanting more. All right, so y'all take it easy. Shouts to Sin, Dean, and Jaw. Back to y'all.
Yes, sir.
My guy.
Shout out to the homie Mace. Yes, sir. Links on the check-in. we gonna skip over the cold segment since we talked about it. The
Yeah,
new
we talked
freestyle.
about
Yes, sir.
Nicki Minaj taking some L's real quick.
Ooh,
Let's do our speed run here. I'm a Barbie, but you know what? Between everything happening with her husband and the news about, you know, they wanting the young lady to recant her story, allegedly, the whole thing with the COVID vaccine and the swollen nuts. Onika, I love you. If anyone loves you at the table, it's me. But you need to go dark. Disable all your social media. Get your affairs in order, and then come back. But right now, it's not looking too good for you, sis.
God.
You got anything to add to that, Sid?
I mean, I'm the opposite of Jarv in this sense. I've never been a fan of Nicki Minaj. So sometimes I just, you know, that it feels good that when
What the fuck?
I'm trolling.
sometimes it feels good when the rest of the world sees the whackness that you saw the whole time.
We can't
So-
make this shit up.
So it's like I feel a little vindicated, but yeah, man, Nicki, like, what are you doing out here? I don't understand. Like, she was bad enough with, you know, the issues with your husband. You know what I mean? And I don't want, you know, and the brother, and I don't want to get into all the like gossipy shit, but like, you know, it's a lot of serious issues though. It's a lot of serious allegations. And now you just spread these stories about look.
The cousin and
Now
the
look.
engagement.
If you have your issues with the vaccine, you're not sure about it. Like, I understand. If you don't trust big vax, big pharma, cool. I understand, right? But when people say I'm gonna go and do my own research, and then your own research is your friends, cousins, third uncles on your mother's side.
You being disrespectful, bro. You being real disrespectful,
whose
son.
dog sitter had a homie who ended up with big balls off the vaccine.
Wow,
just
bro.
because he
That's
said
crazy,
so.
bro.
And then come to find out that this man, was about to get married, and that symptom of having swollen balls, I can't believe I have to keep saying this, but having swollen balls is a symptom of a venereal disease, right? So you're telling me that this man that was
You
about
said
to
what is a venereal disease?
it's having like swollen
Oh, I
balls.
just wanted to hear you say it again.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Anyway, that symptom is a symptom of venereal disease.
Okay.
Right? Come to find out. And so you're telling me that this person has a symptom of a venereal disease who's about to get married, but blamed it on the vax. And so this is your research,
Well,
and you believe that.
She
and
didn't
then
know
you
about
tweet
venereal
this
diseases, bro.
to millions of people. And the thing is, the shit with me is that now this is going to become the research for those millions of people. Like, oh, I heard that it gives you,
Swollen balls.
Yeah, that. It's just, come on, do better.
Dini, can you be the balance here? Because he's dragging, as you can hear.
Come on.
Like between the brother, the husband, her vax views, the Fox analyst calling me. God damn it!
It's just all bad all around.
L's
bro.
just flying. It's like hockey, bro. Just a lot of L's.
A lot of L's.
What's that gif with Floyd Mayweather just handing out the money?
L's. Yo, Nicki, stay off of social media, all of them. Don't even watch like entertainment news. Don't check on the hip hop sites.
Log out.
You got Shorty on one of them shows. I don't even know what show it was, but she's saying that your husband is trying to
real.
Y'all are trying to pressure her.
The real.
Sis,
That was the show.
And the worst part is the double down.
the double down.
The double down.
Look, I'm still a Barbie, But sometimes I know when someone's getting shot at, I can't stand next to them anymore. I'm not trying to catch a
Bars
bullet.
been quiet.
I'm not trying to catch a stray. Now, they tried to protest for her even, but right now, Onika, I'm not even calling you Nicki. Onika, go dark. Don't even come back. Matter of fact, take the rest of 2021 off. We'll see you next year.
Well, it was like 13 people at that.
Long, hey. Come on.
Yeah, 13 strong fans out there, Nick. The
Barbs.
Holy shit!
Come on, son. Come on.
13 strong.
A quick yes or no.
All right.
Is Drake having 2/3 of his album occupying the chart a thing, something, or nothing? How about that?
Something.
Something?
It's something. It's
Okay.
For the streaming era,
All right.
it's something. For sure.
Something? I think it's nothing. I say it. What? In this hype beast era, dick riding is legalized.
14 out of 20 though, bro.
So therefore, because of legalized dick riding, things like Drake albums
LDR.
from Drake stands being a hype beast causes this thing to happen. For so many mediocre songs to bad songs to be charting so well, that is a symptom of extreme dick riding. Okay?
It's the casuals, man.
It's the casual fan, the people who don't understand that this is low tier rap or hip hop or music, because even the singing songs ain't that good.
The best singing on the whole album was done by the Yeba chick. So.
These songs didn't chart because they were good. They were charted because of the hype beast, dick riding fans. You know what? You Nas fans. You see, I'm sorry, Freudian slip, because I'm usually people with Nas fans. You Drake fans are such extreme dick riders that you will make sure your mans have stats so that you can go on Twitter and argue about his stats on the timeline. But you know those songs weren't good. You know it. I know it. We know it. They're gonna say it's something, but I say it's nothing. It is a subject and a product of extreme legalized dick riding. I said it. Shoot at me if you want. I'm not changing my mind. You're dick riders. It's okay.
but it's something because he has the most loyal dick riders.
He has the most loyal dick riders. There you go. There you go. Wow, what a bar from Sincere. The most loyal dick riders. She, a compliment and insult, both in one. Josh, I hope you're not a Drake fan. I'm sorry, we being really disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? But, hey yo, Benny the Butcher. Let me pull up the tweet for y'all real quick. Let me do some reading in my drunk state right now. This is gonna be a little dangerous.
We kind of touched on this earlier too.
He
though.
said, could have been the king of this underground boom bap shit.
Yep.
But I don't want it. Respectfully, Tana Talk 4. Okay, we talked about this earlier, right? Diddy, you and I are gonna stand back here.
Okay.
I want to give the ball to Sin. Sin, I want you to give the hardcore, rapidy rap fans a quick TED Talk.
Listen, first of all,
I don't even got that drop right now. Go ahead.
Shout out to us. Shout out to the Rap Roundtable, because we've been saying this for like over a year.
You right.
Since Burden of Proof dropped, right? And he linked up with Hit Boy.
Hold on, wait. Oh, it's too low. Never mind. Go ahead.
But since Burden of Proof dropped, linked up with Hit Boy, and all the underground nerd fans, right? And I relate to y'all. But y'all got a little bit too up in arms about, where's Darren at? Where's Alchemist? Who Hit Boy? Why is he doing albums with Hit Boy? And then y'all pan the album. The album was dope. If you just like open your ears a little bit to a little bit of a glossier sound, right? You realize Hit Boy's a dope producer, got dope ass beats, and it fit Benny so perfectly.
Oh, like a glove.
How you didn't hear that, I don't understand, unless you had your underground boom bap fucking shades on and couldn't see past them. Yeah, we've been saying this for like a good year now. Then he linked up with Harry Fraud, gave us some more dope music over more varied production, broadening his horizons. And here come the underground nerd Twitter heads again, like
Oh my God.
Benny's been so trash lately. What happened to Derringer? Where's Alchemist? We need him back on the. Shut up.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What the fuck are you talking about? Let
the
that
fuck
man.
are you talking about?
It's evident. It's evident that this was his starting point, but he never wanted to stay there. He never had any plans to stay in your little niche that you're comfortable with.
He never even promised you he would.
He gave you no indication that he was going to do that, right? And my thing is, and we've been saying for a long time, is like, if you're a fan of an artist, you should be a fan of that artist growing beyond the area that he's in at the moment. Experiment with different styles. Listen, when we was coming up, right? When Nas went from Illmatic to It Was Written, we loved it. I loved it.
There was a lot of people mad at It Was Written.
All right. Biggie went from Ready to Die to Life After Death. My favorite Wu-Tang member, Ghostface, because he always when he left RZA's side, he linked up with all these other different types of producers, all these different sounds, and had one of the most elite catalogs in hip hop. Right? You gotta let these artists expand their wings and fly and see where they can go, man. And Benny, like we've been calling it for the longest. Like he's looking for that spot in beyond just the slums of Buffalo, beyond just the underground, beyond your little niche that you love so much, right? If you love it, you love it. That's cool. But like Benny's beyond that, and he wants more. You can't knock him for that, man.
First. I got it right this time.
Yeah. There you go.
First of all, it's sincere. We're gonna make first of all part of this show. Yeah. Each and every time. Sticking with Griselda, real quick. Again, the album just dropped. We're not rating it. I just want to know from you guys what you thought of side B of Hitler Wears Hermes 8. Dini, we heard from you. Say we can take a quick break. Get your voice right. Did you get to tap in with that, Dini?
I did. I'm impressed. I must agree with something you said a while. If that was just 40 songs that just came in a pack, though,
right,
I'd probably have to blow my head off. Even though the music is great, but this 40s from anybody, it's a lot of songs. But bro, like I was impressed. Mac Hami, Rome Streets, 2 Chainz, Amari Caesar, Benny Conway, Tyler, like. People showed up, bro.
Yeah, man.
Stove. Shout out to Stove
again.
Rome. Like everyone who was on the album showed up, and it's even though it's 20 tracks, it's 1 hour and like 4 minutes. It's a very smooth listen.
Oh yeah.
And a couple of the songs are like those weirdo intro things anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
I'll jump in and I'll say this. Up until kind of like my Kanye critique, there was a certain point early on in this inside the beat where I was like, this man is making a classic. Holy shit, what am I listening to here? I was really on some this is better than Side A shit. I was really
I can't wait to hear what y'all got to say.
I was really in tune with this album. Of course, the 2 Chainz song was a skip, and I gave it a chance, but the beat was kind of mid. The rapping was kind of mid. Shout out to Amari. She was the only good part about that song, but it's a skip. You know what I'm saying? But after you remember you said if this was a full package, how you would have blown your head off.
Been tough.
I reached the level of reaching for the hammer when 99 Averex came on. I started to struggle because I felt like the album at that point, I got bored. Like the momentum, the pacing, the tempo shifted at 99 for me at 99 Averex. Again, the rapping is there, but there was a level. It was a level of monotony at that point in the project where I was like,
right?
yeah, I didn't need the rest of the album at that point. I listened to it because we got to talk about it. But I'm like, as a consumer, if this project stopped at even Munich, like
you like Big Al?
I should say, if we stopped at Ostertag, I'd have been cool.
You like Big Al?
Bro, Rome is always gonna deliver. But we talking about song for song. For me,
love Ostertag.
The album was like, and then it did this at the end. I was like, this is too much. It became too much of the same.
So you think he could cut off like the last 4 joints?
Right, because it's the same shit. It was the same aesthetic over and over. I started to get bored. It's like, all right. I get it. Sincere, the ball is yours.
So to piggyback off of what you just said, I think Westside Gunn, he's very big on the aesthetic. He's very big on being like in this curated bag. But like I feel like like I'm with you. Like about like halfway through the album, I'm like, yo, this is fire. Like I'm digging the boom bap energy, the drums, the samples. Rolling Streets is coming through to Wreck Shop, all of that, right? The features is fire. But two things. One, I think Westside Gunn himself had a little bit more presence on this album than Side A, right? And so I'm like, again, he's not really a barsmith. A lot of times it feels like he's giving us like the same verse over and over again. So like, there was that. But then, yeah, like, but near the end of the album, like it did start feeling like, all right, the aesthetic, because Westside Gunn is big on the aesthetic more so than like more so than the content, right? And so while I like the aesthetic, obviously, like I'm a boom bap head, right? It was just at a certain point it was just like a bit much. It almost feels like Westside, he curates these pieces. Like every song is a piece, and he curates it into like this sort of like art gallery show where he puts all these pieces together into a gallery show. But like, instead of the album itself being the piece, it's like each individual song is a piece that he just puts together, and it ends up feeling like it doesn't. There's no other than the aesthetic. There's no clear theme to the album.
Right.
Sonically, obviously, it's cohesive, but like, what's the?
You would argue that's the
you
theme
know what
is
I mean?
street shit. What would you say to that? If I'm Westside Gunn, I say sincere. It's about the street shit.
Right,
it's about the bars.
Right, it's street shit, but like, what aspect of the street
Glossy
shit?
street shit.
You know what I mean? Like, give us different angles.
Selling weight. Getting fly.
But right, but different angles, different stories, different perspectives of the street shit. But it's mostly just, kind of the same story.
And I think that's what made
over again.
a guy like Stove God stand out so heavily, because he is so different with the same subject matter than Westside. And this is not a diss. And Rome, of course.
Facts.
Rome is honestly.
Rome and Stove God again are the highlights.
That'd be a dope tape.
Rome
and Stove.
Apparently
there's a Stove and my comedy tape coming down. One of the people on Instagram who commented said there's a tape from them coming in the future. If that goes down, I'm excited. Rome is one of the nicest. Like, to me, like if the graduating class we talked about before was like Benny and Conway, like Rome is like right there with those guys. He would easily hold his own in a situation with them when it comes to rapping. Now Stove is not as good lyrically as those guys. You know what I'm saying?
I can also talk about some of the mixing decisions, but I don't want to go into
we don't got to do all of that right now. But to me, the album overall, side A, side B, fire.
Yeah.
But to me, personally, if he shaves off and makes that a 15-track album, I might have called it a classic. Just that end piece, like I was in the car and again I was getting that feeling I was getting with Certified Lover Boy, where I started to get annoyed. It's like, all right, I don't like this. I get
what you're saying.
It's the same.
After O's Attack, I kind of.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, all right, this is the credits. This is the end credits. They're still running the credits. I've had enough. You know what I mean? But again, fire project. Me clear to Griselda fans, this might be Westside Gunn's greatest curating work. It's an all-star who's who cast on this album, and they all fit, they all deliver. This is like the street Donda. You know what I'm saying?
Hell on Earth 2,
fire.
Stupid. Crazy. Celine Dion.
Julia Lang.
Crazy.
Real quick,
Tag, my shit.
That Rolling Stones list, do we even give a fuck enough to talk about it at this point?
We kind of running out of time, but like,
trash.
Yeah, Rolling Stone they just
the whites
keep proving that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to hip hop. Long story short, they put out a list, an updated list of what they consider the 500 best songs, overall songs of all time, and this is songs meaning singles that were put out, right, at one point or another, right? But when you go in and like examine their selections for hip hop songs and rap songs, you're like, what the fuck are they even talking about? Like, I extract from my calculations, 46 songs out of the 500 were hip hop rap songs. There's no Nas in sight. There's one Jay-Z song.
Wow.
There's like 2 or 3 Eminem songs. There's like 3 or 4 Outkast.
What the fuck?
3 or 4 Outkast songs. So shout out to Outkast. There's 1 Wu-Tang song. A lot of Drake songs, like 3 of them.
Can we just say fuck this list and move on?
Yeah.
Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock made the cut.
Come on.
In like the top 20.
Top 15.
Like that was a fun song, but come on, best song.
Is this like department store rap list? Like what the fuck?
Crazy?
It's crazy.
Yeah, no, this was weird. Number 1 though was Public Enemy, Fight the Power, which I'll give that to them. But number two was Missy, Get Your Freak On. Like,
Ain't no way.
How is that the second best rap song of all time?
Ain't no fucking way.
Weird.
Me being Hey Ya, bro, like we might not agree, but yo, the numbers that song did though, bro.
That's a fact. Let me be clear.
They won wild Grammys.
Of all the genres, hip hop has a clear racial dichotomy as far as what's fire and what's not fire. Right? So if a song skews heavily with other races, specifically the whites, chances are we don't value that song the same way. It's a black genre, and if we say it's the best, it's the best. Y'all don't get to tell us what the best is. I'm sorry, Rolling Stones.
And of all the Drake songs, Hold On, We're Going Home?
Yeah, let me just mention some of the songs that were ahead of Eric B and Rakim paid in full. Drake, Hold On, We're Going Home.
He didn't even rap on that.
Easy Rock, It Takes Two.
Department store rap. That's gonna be a whole new genre.
All right, some of the other ones are cool. UGK's National Players Anthem. I don't know about that being ahead of Taylor Swift, but you know, they're gonna accuse me of being, you know, New York biased, but whatever.
Bro, department store rap. When you go to shop at Macy's, you hear these songs being played.
Crazy.
That's all it is.
Digital Underground made
That's
the
a
cut.
fact.
Yeah, ahead of Straight Outta Compton.
Let's not waste your time. Hey, bro,
Yo, Rolling
fuck
Stones,
you, Rolling Stones.
get off
for
my
this list.
lawn.
Oh yes, wait, where's the drop? Oh, yet again the disrespect. Anyway, real quick on the mailbag side, I got one thing I want to read to y'all because I thought it was real interesting. It was in response to the New York Bias episode. This gentleman, the Chocolate Delegate, interesting name, says, also like white people, when New York reigned over rap in the 1990s, they suppressed Southern rap. DJs, program directors, whoever picked videos for Rap City didn't play Southern rap like that, especially prior to 97 and 98. To say to that, you say what?
Look, man. Y'all still mad in New York? Like, can y'all just let it go?
Move on.
Like, move on. Like, y'all had we had the 80s, part of the 90s. The West Coast also had the other part of the 90s. Y'all had the 2000s. Y'all still, let it go, man. Let it go. We're
like the Lakers and the Celtics combined.
But we're New York. We got like all these banners in the rafters, bro. Y'all still gonna be mad at that?
Chips and chips.
Come on, go away, man.
Talk to me, Dan. You got anything to add to that? Because I'm about to get real slanderous.
I
but I'm
don't,
gonna let you get
man.
off real quick.
We started it. That's what I'm gonna keep saying. So we will control. We will dictate. We will elevate. And why?
You know what? I'm gonna say it like this because you know what? I'm getting sick and tired.
He about to go in, y'all.
Of these little brother syndrome having Southern rap fans constantly shading us. If it was good, it would have gotten love. It's not our fault that a large majority of the rap coming out of that region prior to 97 and 98, with the exception of the Dungeon family, the Ghetto Boys out in Houston, a large majority, Cash Money later on in the 90s, a large majority of that music was garbage. Quite frankly, when y'all took over, a large majority of that music was garbage. The fuck was that snap rap? What the fuck? Let's be honest here. You know what? And this is the problem I'm having with a lot of y'all in hip hop. Y'all keep negating quality over hit records. Just because it rang off to the white people doesn't mean that the song was good. Y'all made a lot of bullshit. We didn't give a fuck. We fucked with the West Coast, even if we pretended we didn't, because the music was good. You act like the East Coast was somehow, the West Coast was somehow in New York. We like the LA shit. We like the Oakland shit. Why? Because it was good. You guys didn't start making good music until you got better rappers, and when you got better rappers, we fucked with it. All of you bitching about this New York bias, we are good music biased. If it's good, we like it. If it's ass, we're gonna say it's a 2-pack of ass. It is what it is. I'm sick of these niggas, my nigga. Sincere, is there anyone you want to kick off your lawn?
Yes.
Oh, I just got really mad. Whoa.
Yeah, nah. So I'm gonna make it quick because we gotta wrap it up. But this lawn segment goes out to a large segment of Gen Z TikTokers. I don't know if your moms ain't give you enough Similac, and your brain cells didn't develop the way they were supposed to. I don't know if your phone addiction is like frying your brain neurons. I don't know what's going on, but y'all gonna stop comparing Drake to Michael Jackson. Y'all gonna stop. Oh my God. Y'all gonna stop that shit. And I feel crazy even addressing this shit because it's just so fucking ridiculous. But I've seen it so much recently on the interwebs that I gotta get this off. I gotta get this off my chest, man. Number one, and I spoke to this a little bit earlier. Fine, Drake is having record numbers, breaking crazy records for the streaming era. But part of the fault is the media headlines that say Drake has broken records for the most singles in on the charts, right? But not putting the asterisk that back in the day, and I know y'all, a lot of y'all too young to even remember what a record store is, and having to leave your house. Put some clothes on, leave your house, walk to the nearest Nobody Beats the Wiz or Sam Goody or HMV or whatever.
Convince your parents to give you the bread to cop the album.
Facts, that too, right? So that you can go and buy not just a CD album, but CD singles, cassette singles. Singles used to have to be put out by the record company in physical format for people to buy it so that they could chart. Fast forward to the streaming era now, where everything gets put out and it's just one tap away. Yeah, Drake is a huge star. Yeah, he's gonna be breaking records because people are just gonna be tap, the next day, tap, and he's gonna break records. Now again, we talked about it earlier. For the streaming era, that's something to be talked about.
Can I push back off on your lawn? Can I step on the daisy real quick? Okay.
But if we're gonna start comparing it to the physical era, it's just we can't do that. We can't do that. Michael Jackson is in a whole other league. Second, if y'all ever come across any type of video footage of people, male or female, fainting at Drake concerts, anywhere around the world, all across the world.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Y'all can forward it to me. Twitter handle @sincere819. No, I'm sorry, @sincerebeats. CINSEREBEATS. Same handle on Instagram. Forward them shits to me, cause I want to see those.
Michael turn his head and have white joints passed out, bro.
Michael Jackson was a completely different monster. You have no idea. You have no way to even fathom what Michael Jackson was in his day. It's craziness. If you're a Drake fan, fine. You could love Drake. You could give him his props for breaking streaming era records.
It's a big deal.
I just want to ask
get off my lawn.
Before you kick me off your lawn, wait. I just want to be that person because they're going to say it. They're going to say, yeah, it's streaming, but if it's good, I'm tapping on it. What do you say to that?
You know how much bad shit I've tapped on?
Well, you going to keep tapping on it?
But it's not the same. It's right here. It's right here.
All right. You can kick me off your lawn now, bro.
Get off my lawn, bro. It's right here. Like, and matter of fact, sometimes you just press play on one of your favorite songs and then walk away and go do something else, and then the next song plays, and the next song plays, and the next song plays. The whole album ends up playing. Like sometimes you don't even. There's certain songs you ain't even mean to play, but you just let it play, and all of that counts. All of that gets counted. It's not the same as going to a physical store, buying a physical cassette single, a physical CD, a physical unit. You know how many physical pieces of music Michael Jackson had to sell?
Millions.
Literally people leaving their house, going to the record store, buying it, and then if it breaks, buying it again, and if it breaks, or if they lose it, they get it sold, buy it again. Bro, it's such a different world, and I know you have no way.
So for all you fuck
picturing
niggas who are comparing Drake to Nas.
Bro,
I mean, Drake. I keep talking about Nas. Nas, stop talking about me. Comparing Drake to Michael Jackson on any level,
on any
plane.
level, sales.
Can you please?
Concerts,
Get off.
Music, no, man, no.
Get the fuck off.
You know what I mean? Hold on, let me hit this off the drop.
Oh, what's up?
Get the fuck out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Wait, one more time. Yo, this drop keeps fronting on me, bro. I've been trying to get this long drop off for so long. Oh my God. Anyway, Dini, take us home, bro.
Yo, y'all know the vibes, man. It's Jaw, the point guard, Sin, the rap snob, Dean the Ballad. Shout out to Mace. And with our powers combined, we are the Rap Roundtable. We out.
Fuck it. This drop is cool. We out.